World of WoW, episode 44, recorded on September 27th, 2009.
I'm Brent Copeland.
I'm Wes Wilson.
And I'm Eric Fullerton.
Welcome to the show!
Hi. Episode 44.
Hick.
In the Hisnit.
Hick.
Part 2.
Hick. Oh, yeah, more brew.
Episode.
Yeah, so on this episode, we're going to be discussing, our discussion today is going to be progression versus inclusion.
I like your use of big words here.
A little guild discussion. And we have some real-world events that have happened to propagate this discussion a little bit, too. We might, if we have time, get to the Abyssal Maw, which they are discussing on the Cataclysm website. They released some information about that. Brewfest continued, of course. A couple add-ons of the day, and, of course, what we've been doing, and maybe a little bit of the Harvest Festival, which just started this Sunday. So, yeah, that's what we're going to get into.
I like it a lot.
Anybody got any exciting stuff to talk about that they did this week?
Unfortunately, should I even say it? I'm going to bring everybody down by saying it. But I couldn't play all week.
You're going back to Warhammer, aren't you?
I thought about it. I really wanted to. I couldn't play anything at all. I couldn't play Team Fortress 2. I couldn't play Guitar Hero. I couldn't play anything.
You've been busy. You're playing at a wedding and stuff, so we don't expect you to play any games.
Yeah, getting married soon, so
again.
Anyway, so yes, I still have not even done any of the Brewfest stuff this year.
And
I'm still not really excited about it. I mean, waiting for something new.
Yeah, in our guild, it's going around as like the snooze fest.
Oh, really?
Snooze fest.
Yeah.
Nice. So let's talk to somebody who's actually done some cool stuff this week.
Well, I did a little bit of cool stuff. I did not do all that much. I did play a little bit. We got on as our Hordes, me and my wife, and played a little bit as our Warlock Rogue team.
Wow, that's cool.
I always like seeing you log in.
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually want to do like an instance. We need to start doing some stuff.
If you want, I can either post it because I don't know if you have privs or not. I don't know how our guild works in that relationship with the calendar and what members and stuff we do. But let me know at night y'all want to do that, and I'll put one on the calendar, and I bet you people will want to go.
Okay. But we've been poking around a little bit with that. We ran around with some of our fellow World of WoW listeners and did some stuff over in South Shore.
Okay.
That we were barely leveled for. So like we were walking around, my poor Void Walker's getting beaten on like crazy, and I'm like, no, you got to stand there, buddy, because we surely can't take it.
Nice.
So we did a little bit of that. Additionally, I went and we did some Brewfest stuff. I managed to get my Brewmaster, and
nice.
of course, now I sort of cheated a little bit because I had my Brewfest regalia left over from the previous year, or from the year before, one of the two. It was all in the bank. So I didn't have to spend the 300 coins or whatever it costs to get your new regalia.
350, and I actually have a trick I'll tell us about in a second.
Okay. So I did that, and now all I really am doing is trying to get some extra. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get the pink Elec and leave it at that. So
nice.
That's pretty much all. I dinged 80.
Yay!
Booyah.
With my gnome mage. We have been running quests at the beginning of the Storm Peaks, and I was up in the little. Doing the cave stuff, where you end up looking like those Nordic. What are they called?
I know who you're talking about.
The Nordic, whatever they are, is the blue frozen people.
Yeah.
And we were in there doing that and had a good time.
Are those the guys that look like Rob Zombie?
No.
Some of them do. I think they're related to those guys.
They're related to Rob Zombie.
Well, the guys that look like Rob Zombies are the dudes that are coming up on the boats, and attacking the. Yeah.
I mean, since I'm only 75, that's where I remember those guys.
Yeah, they're the same thing. But we were running around the Storm Peaks doing that, and I dinged 80, and it was very exciting. And I have no idea what to spend my last talent point on because my talent tree is totally... I've purchased everything that I want on it, and there's nothing else on any of the bottom trees that I want. So, yeah, so it's like, oh, what am I going to do with this?
One is the loneliest talent point.
It is, especially when it's the last one.
Give it to me. I'll take it.
That'd be nice.
So I figured that now that me and Wendy are both level 80, I think we're going to start trying to do the heroics with other people in our guild.
Yeah.
And see how that goes.
Well, if they don't want you over there, you got a home.
Anyway, so how was your week, Brent?
My week was good. I got exalted with the Sunreavers finally doing all the Valiant quest, and there's a handful of quests up there. I mean, there's the then you get a handful more, and it's just a bunch of dailies. Like now, I'll get down to where I see like only have 6 daily quests left and stuff, and that's always good because you know that's money in the bank.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of the Brewfest, call it the Snooze Fest, because really, I really think they should have, like, I don't know, multiplied how many tickets you get, or either divided how many tickets you needed by 10, and then have the Brewfest for a day.
Yeah?
Because that's about as much as entertainment as I think it's needed out of the Brewfest. Or at least a week, but not 2 weeks. And only, you can really only get about 50 tickets a day. And that's if you are on your game on the Ram Ride, right? I mean, there's some
and you
people...
don't run over one of those barrels and not have it registered.
Oh,
grumble,
yes.
grumble.
Yes, exactly. And it's like, you talk to some people and they're like, oh, yeah, I did really well. I got like 12 tickets. And I'm like, okay, there's something y'all aren't getting about the Ram Ride, because you should be getting 20 tickets every run. The most I've gotten is 24, and that was just I was on. Some people say you can get 30. I don't believe it. Unless
I've never counted how many I got, but I have gotten more than 20.
And that is doing good. That is doing really good, I think. But I got the Kodo. So now I have the Swift Ram and the Kodo.
Nice.
And I got the Dire Brew remote, which is cool.
Yeah.
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 You don't like that?
No, I'm like, when we went up to go kill him.
Yeah.
The first 2 times I didn't predict the additional ads.
Oh yeah.
I had read a skimming of it, and I was like, oh, okay, we'll get a couple more ads.
Yeah.
And then when they started pouring in, they came straight for me because I was doing AOEs.
Yeah.
And so our first 2 times we died, and then twice we had the egg drop, the healing egg thing.
Yeah.
And then once we had some crazy leather thing drop.
I'll tell you, that's one thing that surprised me this year, and I don't know if they coded this or if it's just random and happening, but I swear it's like if you're in the same group, it's like the same item drops like multiple times. Like every time we go, like the same item will drop like 3 times, sometimes like 4 times, and you're like, what? It's just crazy. Yeah. I don't see how you can get all the items you want. I mean, there's one more item I want there, but it's not really have to have. But what we've been doing is just getting a guild group and then cycling in people, like getting a necro in there, or a warlock, and summoning people in. Yeah, going back to EQ days. What's up with that? And then just cycling people through and getting everybody multiple chances at stuff, and the people who have like most of the stuff kind of, like I'll drop out because I don't need the RAM or the Kodo or whatever. But that's been a lot of fun working with the guild to get that stuff. It's the ram rides like running through Ogrimmar that I hate, like having to time this thing without the barrels. But anyway, I'll quit. I almost said a bad word. I'll quit talking bad about that. Let's see. A lot of other stuff. We had a big guild event on Saturday night where we went and did Anchorage, 10-man, 20-man, cleared them both.
Wow. Why'd you do that?
Achievements.
Oh, okay.
Not only did we need the temple and the other achievement, but also there's 4 mounts that drop. You can only use them inside the temple, but they count towards the mounts.
Oh, right.
So
I got mine. I thought you got yours too back when we redid it, like long ago. for those achievements and for the mount.
Oh, I might have gotten the achievement for the first one, but I've never done the temple. I started soloing.
Oh, that's the 40 man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, we didn't do that. I've never done that one either.
And I started soloing the front, but you've got to be able to kill the boss to go further. So it was just kind of like I actually got a mount one day doing that, but there's 3 others that you get, and I got 2 more, and got mount to full. I think it is where you get the albino drake today. But we killed Cthulhu. I don't know if y'all seen him yet. He's a really cool boss to see. Like,
I mean, I've seen him. I've never fought him, but
he's definitely a pushover. But the funniest thing was we were standing at his doorway, looking at him, going, "Oh, he looks really cool." And someone
eyeball looking at you.
Yeah, and I guess it was Mahalo in our guild got Grunty, the Murloc in the Marine outfit.
Yeah.
And I have the Zergling from the Collector's Edition. And she was like, well, I hear they fight if you pull them out. So I pulled up my Zergling, and sure enough, they turn to each other, and like my Zergling swipes at him, and the Marine blows him up, and they both die. And we're all laughing. And then apparently Cthulhu had aggroed on us, and we didn't know this. And how Cthulhu works is he has this like effect that hits one person, and basically if they're standing next to another person, then it like triples. And if they're standing next, so we were all standing there and like killed everybody.
Wow.
One hit. So we watched this Murloc and this Zergling die, and then we all just died. It was the funniest
Cthulhu
thing.
got mad. He's like, enough of this crap.
He's like, I'm like a god here, and y'all are looking at your damn Murloc.
Yeah.
You know? Nuh-uh. Turn over here.
That's
so,
awesome.
So we did, and then we spanked him for that. Later on the night,
Bad
I got classic Dungeon Master. By going into Dire Maul, and that sucked. I just gotta say, I hate Dire Maul. There's so many doors and lock. Don't get me wrong, it's fun the first time when you do it with a group, and you've got to get the key for this and open this door with that and do blah blah blah. But when you're by yourself and then you've got to run around the whole thing, like I got to a point where I need to open this door and I had to actually go look up, oh, I've got to kill this guy, so then the tree will knock the door open for me. You know, I'd forgotten all that anyway. So I got that, and I guess just to cap it up, I finally broke 4K in achievement points, and so that was cool.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Very good.
So I guess that's weeks of. I guess next week, or actually the next month, I've set up runs for our guild for Burning Crusade level folks. So if anybody gets up to that level, or is that level, we're gonna be running lots of dungeons.
I hope next week I can play.
I hope so too.
Yeah. You know, I'm using the guide. Remember we were talking about that?
Jonas?
I went ahead and got it. Yeah, and it's fast.
Do you have the in-game add-on?
Yeah, but I'm not using it.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't know. It's not as helpful as just the guide itself, just following it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, on my second monitor, I have the guide up, and then the map add-on that I'm using right now is
Quest Helper.
Yes.
Okay.
Quest Helper.
Yeah.
So at least it tells me what area it's in. Maybe not. You know, of course, it doesn't tell me what order or anything. That's what the guide's for. But at least I have a visual guide of what area to search for, like for whatever poop I'm picking up off the ground or whatever it is. Because there's a lot of poop quests, if you haven't noticed.
Yes, and I loved him as like a druid with flight form. The pickup quests are easy.
Oh yeah.
So you don't have to even change. You just fly
dive down and grab the poop in your beak.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I was reading on Live Journal one time, and a guy got the poop quest in Grizzly Hills. Have you ever heard of that one? There's an Alliance poop quest where basically you see this barrel sitting there and it's full of stuff, and you reach into and you eat one, and then then you find out that you've been eating these seeds that are really important, and they need you to poop them out. So you go and you get this stuff to give yourself, to expel, a diarrhea agent. So you go and you eat it, and then they take your poop and put it in the bucket. So basically, once you finish the quest, you realize that you ate someone else's feces before.
Yay.
Oh, God.
Who is this guy who
you see why I don't play Alliance?
Yeah, who is this guy who keeps putting poop quests in the game?
I don't know, but it's so funny. This guy on LiveJournal just got mad. I mean, and I'm not talking like a little bit, but like, I can't believe you did that to me, brr, 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 brr. And I was like, dude, it didn't really do anything to you. He just, it's stupid. It's funny,
He's like, I'm gonna have to re-roll now because my paladin would not eat poop.
So
This would not happen.
Good time.
Yeah, that's our weeks of, and now we're on to news and discussions. Not really any big news this week that I noticed, at least. Little things like the Tankard of Terror is now being sold, which is an item that actually dropped in Brewfest off Core and Dire Brew. It was a tankard and looks just like the tankard in here. So you can now buy that for $40.
$40.
that seems like, I mean,
Are you gonna do it?
yeah, I mean, I know you go to a lot of Renfests, Brent.
I wouldn't mind having one like here on our table, but $40, no.
Yeah.
I wonder what it's made of.
Cheese.
Tankard.
It's made of
stuff.
cheese.
Terror.
Terror. It's made of terror.
Yeah, it's a tankard of terror. So either terror's in it or it's made of terror.
Okay, that was funny.
It's made of the mustache material from humans.
Oh, and I didn't mention I went to Onyxia. The new Onyxia's out there.
Yeah.
We got owned.
Oh, it's already out?
You got owned?
It was just like the old days of fighting Onyxia. We got to the last stage and then died. Yeah, we just were really kind of... It was a late night thing, and we didn't have like a 10-man group that was specifically made for the... We just said, who's on, who wants to go, and we had to have 10 people. We actually had to pug one person in, so it was kind of like... We just had what we had. I mean, we had like 3 or 4 tanks, so it was just like, you don't need that many tanks. We needed more range DPS, and we would have had her down easily. She's actually really not that hard. If you've got a guild that can do Nax, you should be able to do Onyxia with no problem, really. Pretty much the same thing as the original Onyxia. All the stages are pretty much the same. The only difference that I noticed that I didn't remember was in the original Onyxia, there were 2 guards after you engaged her that if you got too close to the exit, kind of like if you tried to run away, that they would aggro on you. In this one, they actually come into the room. Like, they're going to aggro on your group, so you need someone prepared to deal with that. Oh. Anyway, and it's all buffed up. A lot of fun. We're going to do it again next weekend and take her down.
Cool.
So, I guess we also had a discussion on... topic today was progression versus inclusion in a guild. I don't know. I think most of us are kind of in guilds that are more family oriented.
Yeah, I'm not in a serious guild.
Which is we're kind of falling on the inclusion side, right? I would say our guild on Dawnbringer is a mixture. We're like... It's friends and family, so we want to include everyone, but we definitely have a lot of us that want to raid. We want to do Onyxia as soon as Onyxia is out there. We want to do the next thing. We want to get 25 people to be able to do the 25-man content. So it's kind of this I don't want to say battle. It's not really a huge deal, but we just had one person who left the guild to join another guild because he didn't think we were raiding seriously enough.
Oh.
Something like that. And like in your guild, if it's just inclusionary, like when something new like Onyxia comes out, do y'all just run and try it, or do you just say, we'll try it in like?
Well, what we do is most of the people who were in my guild who were serious raiders moved on to another guild, a much more serious guild. But what we did is we have a chat channel because anybody can create a chat channel, and once you create it and join it, you're in it. Yeah. So there's a chat channel named after the old guild, and everybody who moves on just keeps the chat channel active. So whenever I'm looking for a group for something, I never talk in guild chat. I talk in this, chat channel that we created.
That's cool. Right.
And that way I can talk with all the serious raiders and get help if I need them and blah, blah, blah. And then even people who, we've ended up kind of growing laterally, like some of the guilds that provided members into the Uber guild, they have started joining our chat channel. So there's about 3 or 4, and actually my guild used to be part of a raiding alliance, and basically it was five or six casual guilds who got together to run Molten Core. and we would try to get everybody together from this group. So we've got all these like sister guilds that are also casual, and I really think that's the way you have to be if you're going to be a raiding guild that's also inclusive.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I think you got to have you've got to canvas more potential people.
Right. Well, and I think the problems probably come in when you're kind of a mixture of the both, is when people aren't really defined or let people know that, hey, I want to be in that kind of progression part of the guild, like, because when someone might throw out something like, hey, we're going to do a progression run, which usually means, hey, we need our top tier people, and if you don't know who those people are, I mean, you may have in your own mind who those people are, but there's going to be other people who think they're or assume they're in that same tier, but maybe aren't in some people's view, and then they're going to get upset if they don't get picked for like a progression thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I think maybe that it needs to be a little more communication involved in things like that. But it's definitely workable. There's
one other problem as well, and that is when we did Blackwing's Lair, we would get some of the fights in there you really can't mess up.
Right.
And we would it just didn't work. We got to like this. We wiped like what's that sleeping dragon? He's like the second one, Vermithrax or something like that. We wiped a lot on him, and
right.
Some people who are more serious got very frustrated.
Right.
You can run into that problem as well.
Well, yeah, I definitely think that happens, and it can also happen in a progression run as well. When, well, I guess not a progression run, but for instance, when I first came back to my guild, they asked me if I wanted to come in on a 25-man Nax run that we were running with another guild at the time, and apparently the other guild had brought in alts or second. It wasn't their top 10 people to match with our top 10 people, and I wasn't a top 10 in our guild at the time for sure, and we just could not do anything, and so we spent the next 2 hours, just grinding on basically one boss, because we didn't really have any progression people in there, and it was just like, we're not supposed to be in here, and this shows us, and we need to leave and come back. And I think there's something to be said for kind of going through those early stages too, when you're not ready for something and just doing it, and part of the battle is seeing the battle firsthand.
Yeah.
Like every run you go on, someone will tell you, hey, well, this is the strat. Until you actually do that fight, that strat doesn't completely make sense.
Yep.
And I think sometimes it just takes going and doing and dying, and then coming back, and because it's always the second run's always better. Everybody knows a little bit more, and I think that's part of progressing. Even when you're an inclusion guild, is just doing it.
Right.
And I think maybe hand-holding people through a dungeon, maybe it helps a little bit. But I know, like one time we had a problem where we had, the top tier folks were running Kara all the time, and we could burn through Kara. We had another group that was just starting Kara, and all suddenly it was like we had to kind of mix and match to make these two groups, and then neither group could really get through the whole thing. And it frustrated the progression people, because they're like, we were burning through this last week and could actually do this and then go do something else. And now we're spending later than we ever spent trying to get people through. And it's almost like maybe those 10 people should, try to work on it themselves too.
Yeah.
I'm all for going with people and helping them out too, but there's also something about learning it yourself.
Right.
So I mean, or is that selfish, do you think?
Well, I think it's a different way of playing. I mean, I know that when I play the game, I'm mostly playing to accomplish things. I want to get somewhere and I want to do it. I don't do speed runs in DDO. I if I'm doing something, I want to do it and I want to experience it on the level that it's there. And I want to be challenged. I don't want to feel like it. So to me, going with a group that can die, going through the same dungeon all the time and never being afraid, like having everything down, that doesn't seem like any fun to me.
Yeah.
It's kind of how Karazhan ended up, Just like
the
going
farm
through the motions.
status.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, once you start doing that and you've done that 40 times, it's not as fun as when you first beat that mob.
Right.
But then to go through that again with another group who is going through that, not being able to defeat that first mob, it's even less fun.
Yes.
You know. So I guess that's kind of the thing. It's like when you get over this hump and then you get back under that hump, it's always frustrating.
Yeah.
And I think that's just something that everybody needs to realize.
Well, and I think it's one of those things. I think if you're volunteering to go with the lower group, it's not a hey, I'll do this real quick and get
Right.
be on my way thing.
Right.
I don't think anybody should ever feel like it's that way.
No, I think if you're volunteering for something like that, you should expect trials and
Yes.
tribulations.
Yeah.
Anyway. So any other thoughts? Progression versus inclusion?
I prefer inclusive guilds,
Uh-huh.
just because I'm not a super serious player.
Yeah.
But I know that there's content of the game I'll never see.
Yeah.
Not true. Come to our server, buddy. I've got to say, our guild is definitely a combination of both. We have some people in there that try to include people to their own detriment, and we have others that progress to their detriment. But a mixture of the two, and I think it's great. I think it works great to an extent, and as long as you can kind of move with the hurdles and jump over them, then it works fine.
Yeah.
You just gotta work it out. We can work it out.
Nice.
So yeah, unless anybody has anything else to say on that.
I think that's about it.
Yeah. We can
Okay,
work
so
it out.
notable add-ons
Notable add-on.
and sites. There's a site that went in there this week.
Okay.
Just growing that segment.
Yes.
Actually, this is more achievement add-ons. At least I used them for achievements because I'm working on recipe stuff.
Okay.
And I got one called ACKIS, ACKIS recipe list, and it's pretty cool. You open up any trade skill, and there'll be a button that says scan, and you click scan, and it scans through all your recipes, and then it gives you a list of all the recipes you don't have.
Oh.
And then you can click on each one, and it will tell you where you get it, how it's gotten, whether it's through a, whether it's sold, whether it's a quest, whether, it's a random drop, or whether you get it from, like, Brewfest. It tells you, and so then you can go and, hunt for it that way.
That's cool. I love add-ons like that. It's like, I mean, I guess you could consider it cheating, but, it's not, like, against the EULA or anything like that. But
Yeah.
but it takes away a sense of exploration. And but it's great for a completionist that just wants to go through the motions and do it and get it done. Just get it out of the way.
Well, and I'm not necessarily a big fan of the programs that show you the way, but I know that there are certain things in the game that are a little frustrating. Like I wanted to look and see, like I couldn't really figure out a way to get my recipes organized the way that I wanted them. Like I needed to see all the Lich King recipes in alphabetical order.
Right.
And there's no real way to do that, on your recipe list, because I wanted to double check what I didn't have,
Right.
Or what, because I was looking at my Northrend Gourmet and I was trying to figure out what I hadn't made yet,
Right.
and so at that point in time, some of these add-ons can be really useful.
Underachiever.
Yeah.
Huh?
The Underachiever app we talked about in the earlier one, it's awesome for that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
What about the pets? Is there one for pets too? To let you know.
To let you know.
Like what you don't have and where to get it. That'd be cool.
Yes. Maybe you may bring it up next week?
Yeah.
But I use that one too.
Oh, you
It's
do?
one for pets.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Pets and mounts and tabards.
Yeah.
It's
Let's
all in one.
try to make a little list of those like little completion type, add-ons. That'd be pretty cool.
And the other one that's another recipe one is Recipe Radar, and I kind of use these kind of in junction. I probably don't use this one as much since the ACKIS one does so well what it does. But basically, when you're in a location, you can pull up the recipe radar, and it will actually show you on the map like where the person is that has a recipe that you may not have.
Okay.
So then you can just walk over there and buy it from the person. The one thing with this is with some of the add-ons that actually shows you items, it doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't start with the item in the list until you click on it. And I don't know if you've seen these. There's another mod with items that does this, and it says, you know, when you click on this, if no one has seen this item on your server, you will crash.
Oh,
Because it
I
goes
know what
to
you're
some
talking
kind of
about.
like database thing or something, I guess.
I've seen that happen.
So it's like every time I'm looking in the recipe radar, they all start off like that. I guess Cartographer does it for when you're in a instance. It's that sort of thing. So I don't want to click on it, but I'm like, oh, I'm sure everybody's seen every recipe that's going to be in here, so I might as well click on it. But
You're all scared.
anyway, and then the site is wow-achievements.com. It basically, if you need information on any of the achievements, you can go there and look it up.
Cool. So is that like a guide? It has like lists of how you do this and that, and
It's more just kind of information and links to each of the achievements, and it's kind of laid out kind of like your achievements are. Like if you open up your achievements tab,
okay.
you know, everything's grouped like that, so then you can just open it up like that and kind of figure out what you need and where to go. And
Handy dandy. From the mailbox?
Yep.
Do we have mail?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
There was a little comment in there, but I didn't really know what it was about. So
I think that Overon made me some weapons or some armor or something, and so I'm supposed to do something. I don't know yet though.
oh, okay.
But there's a little message here. Wanted to remind Carmody about his indentured servant or something.
So
I've just got to find out what the specifics here are. But
so you too can join our guild and get put into some.
yes,
form
well, I'm
of
already in the guild.
slavery.
I'm already in the guild.
Yes.
So, but yeah.
All right.
Well, that's
It?
is that it? That's a quick show. Hey, you know, we didn't talk about what's it called?
That was a really quick show.
We didn't talk
30
about.
minutes.
Did we talk about Brewfest at all?
A little bit.
Kind of in the week of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then
There's not much more to talk about there. I mean, it's just a bunch of stuff.
Brewfest. Yeah.
That's not good.
Harvest Festival just started.
It did?
Yeah, it started Sunday or today,
Oh.
which is we record on Sunday. So when you're hearing this,
So what is that exactly?
okay. One thing is no achievements. So yay, everybody gets out of having to do achievements for Harvest Fest. So basically what it is there's tables set outside the big towns with food on it. Go pick up your free food.
That's it?
There's one quest you can do. I don't know what you get from it. You know, if you need experience, definitely go do it. It may give you some faction. It's always good to get
No, that's
faction.
good. Yeah.
So, and if I remember correctly, it's a pretty easy quest. I think I've done it before, and I think it should basically just run to a shrine and click on the thing they give you, and voila, you're done. The other thing that's cool with it, though, is they have a merchant, I guess a salesperson. They have a merchant at the where you can get the free food that sells fireworks, and they have something like the jumping jacks, and I love those, and so it's kind of cool to get those in WoW. I don't know if they had them before. But they do now, and I like those. So yeah.
Yay.
Yes.
For more holidays and stuff.
Yeah, and this ends on October 3rd. It was when Brewfest ends on October 3rd.
Okay.
And then later on this month, we can look forward to Hallow's End, which is always fun.
I
Yeah,
still have
that's
pumpkins from. I get so stingy with my stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like I still have pumpkins, and I still have wands from 2 years ago.
I do
Nice.
too. Yeah.
I've got a pirate wand, you know, and I'm just like.
I have Christmas
you know?
crap, like reindeer junk and snowballs, and I have candies left over from Valentine's Day. Man, I should just start throwing crap away.
Well, I wish they
Oh,
would
I
give us
keep
some
it.
kind of, I don't know, some super bag for that only holiday stuff
items,
fit in.
yeah.
But it just like basically you could fit, like maybe it's just like a key
I like the
chain. You know,
yeah,
it just
that would
every
be
time you put
cool.
something in there, it gets bigger. But I guess you could then buy just
Yeah.
tons of stuff. Maybe only one stack of anything. any one thing.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Holiday bag. Oh, the Alloon's light thing. I like those too.
Oh, the moonstones.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah, I have a bunch of those. I have
candy corn.
I've walked around with snowballs in my pocket for almost a year now.
I will tell you how to get rid of those. Get a add-on called Mountful, which will automatically mount you. But wait, that sounds bad. Get you to different mounts, but also what it does, it'll pull out a different pet for you automatically every time you walk forward that you don't have a pet. The thing is, it will pull out one of your Christmas pets too. So if you have a thing of snowballs, just all of a sudden you'll see, oh look, you're out of snowballs, and you're like, you get a new stack.
I was looking through my pets and I was like, God, there's a bunch of weird stuff in here that I didn't know I had. Like, where did I get Mini Wing? Does anybody know where I got Mini Wing?
It's a quest in Terracar Forest.
Is that the bird over there on the side?
Yeah, and you got to walk the bird through the stuff.
Yeah. And
if you need Mini Wing, it's always there now because no one is in Terracar Forest, so go do it. It's really easy. Eastern side.
And then I had, I've got some robots, and I've got some, I've got Sleepy, the floating eyeball that'll go to sleep.
One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah, One-Eyed Willie, and yeah. So.
Oh, that's what I wanted to Brewfest get about. Sorry, I got to bring this up because this is a pretty big thing. Okay. So, and this is how I'm going to get by this whole having to have. You need 350 tickets to buy all the regalia, which is sickeningly too much, because then you need 200 to get in the Brewfest Club. So, with the new technology they have where you can sell stuff back within an hour, you buy your stuff, you go get drunk, you dance and Dalaran, go sell it back after you get the achievement, and then buy the other stuff.
There you go.
So save yourself 350 tickets thanks to our podcast.
Good idea.
I'll have to.
And if it doesn't work, sue Eric.
Yeah. I'll have to try that. I'll have to listen to that portion of the show because I already forgot what you just said.
You'd be like, why am I getting sued?
Yeah.
That is a pro tip. That's a good pro tip.
Pro tip.
Are we done?
I think we're done.
Okay. We done. We're out of here. Nice short episode.
Yeah, Blizzard needs to release some new stuff. We got some weird little bug fix patches over the past week, but I didn't really pay attention.
And Nixia, that was new.
Yeah, Nixia was new.
But we already talked about it. So it's not new anymore. Well, yeah, give us more stuff. I guess they're really hard at work with the next expansion, I would expect.
Well, we still have the Citadel to do. So we'll still have one huge patch coming to us before the next expansion.
The Citadel?
Where we actually be able to go in and kill
Arthas.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Cool.
I've never killed any of the other guys. I've never killed I've never killed Kael'thas. I've never killed Illidan. I've never killed is there another one?
Did you not do Magister's Terrace, just the 5-man?
No.
Well, how hard is Black Temple to do after 80? When you're 80?
I don't know.
I would love to do it.
Do you still have to get attuned to it?
I don't think so. I think they
they cut
did
that
away
out.
with all the attunement.
Yeah.
And they've done that with a lot of stuff. Like, I was not looking forward to doing Mordon because it's such a long dungeon if you don't have the staff to go in the back door.
Yeah.
Well, now there's a portal to the back door.
Really?
You can just walk in the back door. You don't need the staff or anything. And so it took me 5 minutes to go, get that achievement.
Oh.
Huh.
Well.
That's super.
Now they just need to do that with Dire Maul. Holy crap, I hate that place.
I love it. It's awesome. That's one of my favorites of all time.
Of all time.
Yep. Okay.
I'll let you finish. Okay, we're out of here. That's it.
Have some good dinner, Spooner.
Yeah. What did that mean?
Spooner78 said, all right, dinner's ready later, guys.